This episode of IG Daily is brought to you by Alienware. There's never been a better time to experience true next-gen gaming. Hey everyone, welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Wednesday.
Yeah, there you got the Xbox One review. Let's hump it. Let's do it. Review.
Let's see what the babies would look like. Today on the show, we are reviewing the Xbox One. First, let's talk the system design, which Bruce is holding under his chin beard now.
Well, it smells really good. It feels kind of warm. No, it's actually very bulky, black. It's got the external power supply, which is pretty large. There's no design awards going to the Xbox One this
Hell no.
Not at all.
So far, though, so good in terms of not overheating.
Yeah. You tell them the story.
So yesterday, we were doing a live stream, and we had the Xbox 360 on top of the Xbox One accidentally. Didn't really mean to put it there.
Yep.
And both systems were on. At the end of the stream, both systems were very, very hot. Felt like they were about to explode. Xbox One was still running fine. No issues there. No lag. Nothing.
Yeah, no.
It was just very hot.
Yep.
But thankfully, don't put like an oven on top of your Xbox. It's a bad idea.
So right now it kind of seems like Microsoft is overcompensating because of the Red Ring of Death, and that's why the thing is so big and it's got so many vents and so many fans. But we're fine with that. We'd rather have a piece of hardware that works.
So far, so good. It features pass-through, and it works great if you have a cable box, but there is some lag if you want to use a game console. That is not advised. Don't do that at all. And apparently, you can actually capture PlayStation 4 gameplay if you plug it through here.
That's true.
Not real, but the games will lag. Next up, let's talk about the controller.
Yeah.
It is a natural extension of the Xbox 360 controller. The added trigger rumbles, which are very nice in games like Forza, that's the only one we really experienced in. And the battery life has been really good.
It definitely has, yeah.
I've not been able to drain it, actually. It just pops open thusly.
And it's actually really interesting. It features an ability to go into a low power state if you start using voice commands more than the controller, like when you're yelling at the Kinect. The textured joysticks, the tactile directional pad, and the more refined feel won all of us over. All of us thought the Xbox One's controller was great. Do we think it's better than the PS4's controller, everybody?
Separate but different.
Yeah.
There are things that I like about both. I think they're both improvements on different sides, but I mean, at the end of the day, the 360 controller was probably my favorite controller of all time.
Yep.
So there wasn't a lot really they could do.
That's true. But they've improved upon it.
They fixed the D-pad. It's fine. It's great.
All right.
This dual button's a little high.
Oh yeah, the dual, yeah.
I need something to bitch about. Let's move over to the interface. It is very much like Windows 8. Everything is an app. It's big boxes, very easy to read.
Yep.
When we say things are apps, though, that means everything.
You have to download everything. You can actually pin apps to your home just like you would in Windows 8. It's a lot different than 360 in terms of the dashboard, but I hated the 360 dashboard. I thought it was way too convoluted and actually kind of hard to use. This is much easier.
Yeah, right now it's a lot like the PS4 where you can only basically go from left to right. It'd be interesting to see if they can actually make it stack down like Windows 8 does.
Yeah. Onto the Kinect, the big red eye that's in your living room now.
Yeah.
70% of the time the voice commands work. The other 30%, it's very, very frustrating.
Yeah, very much so. And that's the bad thing. When it does work, it's excellent.
Yeah.
And it really frustrates you when things don't go your way.
I mean, at this point, gestures just don't work for me at all. Like, I've tried putting my hand up and doing the whole grab thing, and it just doesn't, Kinect isn't really registering that quite yet.
No.
We'll give Xbox One a few months. I'm sure it'll get there, but right now it doesn't work.
No, not at all. And it definitely seems like Microsoft's focus is on voice commands,
Yep.
which, like I said, work way better than the last Kinect. I mean, I think they were pretty much non-existent. Whereas here, it's all about it. And once it spoils the hell out of you. Once it works, it's kind of all you want to do. And there's some things I actually don't know how to do with a controller. And it's easier just to say, just snap that app.
Yeah,
like,
no,
it's just
true.
easier.
It's true. Onto the game DVR. It's always recording 5 minutes of gameplay, and when you say Xbox record that, it'll take the 30-second clip that you just played and let you upload it to Microsoft servers or SkyDrive, and which is cool because you pulled it off SkyDrive yesterday, and then you've got yourself a video clip you can do whatever you want with.
Yeah, quality isn't the highest right now. Like I said, I still advise using like some kind of Hauppauge
Sure.
Elgato, some different, if you want the full quality experience, but it's there for the people who want it.
Right.
Moving on to the games, the first party titles are pretty weak. I mean, we got Forza and Rise. Personally, I think Forza is fun. I'm not into these simulator games.
Lawrence is reviewing it right now. Lawrence, what do you think of it?
It's really fun. It just doesn't have enough stuff in it.
Yep.
It doesn't have enough cars or tracks or anything.
Like we said, though, if you want to feel the rumble triggers on the controller, like Forza, it feels good.
awesome,
Like when you
yeah.
brake, you can feel it.
Those are good.
Oh, jeez.
Also, in terms of games, there are no freebies and there are no free-to-plays,
Correct.
which are worth playing.
Yep.
So the PS4 kind of wins out of the gate in the software side, but down the line, Titanfall is going to come out.
Oh my
and
gosh, I can't wait for Titanfall.
It might be worth the wait.
There's also 720p gate, which we kind of saw with Call of Duty Ghosts, how it was 1080p on PS4 and 720p on Xbox One. Right now, we don't really know why that is. Comparative third-party games on PS4 run at 1080p. So right now, as it is, first-party games run at 1080p on Xbox One, but the third-party games do not. They run at 720p.
Hopefully, though, some games will be patched later, like Assassin's Creed 4 just was on the PS4.
Right.
hopefully that's the thing. We don't know why the games are running at a lower resolution, and it might just be a launch thing.
Sure.
But this thing should be more than capable of running games at 1080p like they are in the first party.
Yeah, I don't know why it can't.
Moving over to the add-ons, Xbox Live Gold is there, and it is required for third-party apps like Netflix and Hulu, which it's to have it behind a pay gate. It always sucks.
Yeah, we get like $8 a month, $7 a month. Yeah.
But there's also little guys like us, actually. Machinima has an app on there.
That's right, we have our app.
But the highlight here is that it took a small company like us to make an app on the Xbox One, and about half the time it took to make something on the 360.
That's really cool.
So that gives me a lot of hope for indie games and people just being able to push things through the Windows 8 store.
Right.
And it's supposedly will be a lot better than it was on the 360.
And as of right now, you cannot stream to Twitch from the Xbox One, but as Microsoft said yesterday, they're going to add that next year, the beginning of next year. So hopefully we'll get there. But as of right now, PS4 is ahead in terms of streaming live.
I will say this, it works on PS4, but the quality, A, isn't that great.
True.
And then it doesn't save your captures
Right.
at the moment. I know they're going to patch that in later.
Yep.
Once again, I'm just going to say, if you have some kind of third-party hardware, go with that. It will actually work,
Yep.
which you cannot use on the PS4, but you can use on the Xbox One.
That is correct. So Rob Smith, what is our conclusion? What are we scoring this?
We're not giving it a score because giving it a score, hardware score of day one is stupid.
I completely agree, and so does Adam. So we're not giving it a score, but I guess really in conclusion, Xbox One and PS4 are very similar systems. They both have their pros and cons. If you really want the whole next-gen technology angle, then you're going to want the Xbox. And if you want the the really badass graphics and the really amazing games, right now, I think PlayStation 4 has got a little bit of a heads up on it.
My wife was screaming at this thing all last night. Xbox, skip. Xbox, skip.
Was it working for her or not?
Half the time.
Half the time.
I was upstairs playing Battlefield.
On to your trailers. One and only, the Dead Rising 3 launch trailer. We actually watched this trailer.
It sure did launch all the way up there into zombie space.
Is that what happened?
Nope.
Lawrence said
Oh,
it did.
that sucks.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
On the Reddit comments about the Q&A, Sex and Games Q&A,
Yeah.
I'm sure I missed something, but whose dad was behind Adam?
Oh, Rob.
The best part is seeing your reaction, Rob, when you realize we were filming.
Oh shit.
That's okay. That's all right. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, Rob.